It's fair to say that Storm 2 earned a legendary status despite its late appearance in the original run of Robot Wars. Its Series 7 campaign was fantastic, with it powerhousing pretty much everything it came across on its way to the final. Hell, it managed to be the only newcomer in the history of Robot Wars to be seeded due to it winning the New Blood tournament in Extreme 2. And it's easy to see why. Just look how awesome it was here in its first televised battle, slamming direct action all around the arena and nearly pitching it, showing great driving. Hey, wait a second! Damn, look how close they were to falling down the pit. Huh. What if they did fall in the pit? Well, this should be fun. Hey guys, I'm Ernst9132 and I'm the Robot Wars Guru. Storm 2 nearly shat the bed in Heat C of the New Blood tournament, very narrowly avoiding a self-pitting in its opening melee. Now that might not seem very important, but trust me, it is. After all, Storm 2 went on to win the New Blood title, getting itself automatic qualification and the 16th seeding in Series 7. Just think, had Storm 2 pitted itself, a different robot would have gotten those honours, potentially changing the events of Series 7. Who would have won the New Blood, and what change would it have made to Series 7? Well, let's find out as we look into the question that no one has asked. What if Storm 2 fell into the pit in its debut battle? So, obviously, if Storm 2 drove into the pit, then both Revolution 2 and Direct Action would go through into round 2. Revolution 2 would still lose to ICU, there's no doubt about that, but how well would Direct Action do against Chopper? Well, without wanting to sound too mean, Chopper was poo. It was practically falling apart in its opening melee and only survived because Mad Dog died first. Yeah, you can give credit for reliability, but overall I believe that Direct Action's weaponry would be able to do damage to Chopper, either KOing it or winning it by the judges. But then, in the Heat final, I see Direct Action losing to ICU. ICU's armor was better than Chopper's and Direct Action was easily pushed, as proven in its tussle with Storm 2. ICU's axe was potent enough to damage the 6mm thick nylon armour, Jesus Christ, and ICU should easily be able to push Direct Action around, so I think they would have this one. Then we have the New Blood final, where ICU would meet Thor. Thor showed in its Heat final against Edgehog, that it had no problems with taking out a boxy robot with a smaller axe, so I can't see ICU being any real threat to Thor. Thor then go through to the final. I would also just like to say that in the third place playoff, Cedric Slammer would probably shag ICU backwards. So, on to the New Blood Grand Final, Thor vs Mute. Who wins? Mute. Easily. Mute was very quick, small and compact, everything a huge hammer like Thor would struggle against. Thor's hammer was so long it would struggle to aim and hit a small nippy target. Mute meanwhile had a more controlled flipper in Extreme 2 compared to the Series 7 version, and I think it would most likely be able to flip Thor over a few times. I can't see it being a KO victory, but I think Mute could nab it on a judge's vote, giving Mute the New Blood trophy, the 16th seeding for Series 7, and maybe even a snip of Jason Marston's wig. I don't know. So that's the New Blood tournament discussed, but just how much would this outcome affect Series 7? Well, our first question is, would Storm 2 qualify? After all, this is the box-hating Series 7 where the producers tried every trick in the book to stop Storm 2 from advancing. Then again, the qualification rules for Series 7 were, if you win your battle, you're in the series. And let's be real here, I can't see Storm 2 losing a qualifiers battle. In the interest of fairness, I'll say yes, they would qualify. And to keep things simple, I'll just swap Storm 2 and Mute around. So Storm 2 is now in Heat L, and Mute is now in Heat I as the 16th seed. So no real shocks here, but Storm 2 would win Heat L. Nothing, and I mean nothing in that heat could touch it, no matter what order it faced them in. Not even Behemoth. Sorry, but at this time in their career, Storm 2 just easily outclassed them. So Storm 2 are easily into the Series 7 semi-finals. But what about Mute in Heat I? Well, in round 1, Mayhem would still lose thanks to getting shagged by Supernova, but I do think that without Storm 2 in the mix, Rhino would also go out in this round. The only reason Supernova lost was because of Storm 2 slamming it into the CPZ really hard, so with Mute in there, I see it surviving. Rhino was big, bulky, and an easy target, and let's be honest here, it wasn't very good, so they would most likely lose. In round 2, Mute would beat Trax simply because I think that it would be able to get under Trax a lot easier, while Supernova would probably wreck Steel Avenger. In the Heat final, meanwhile, I can't see Mute winning. Supernova is invertible and its flywheel was hella destructive. Plus, Mute in Series 7 was well, shit. I'm sorry, I just can't see Supernova losing, so it makes it to the semi-finals. Because Storm 2 won Heat L, it would actually end up facing Firestorm a round earlier than it did, and we all know how that went. As for Supernova, I can't see it losing to the Grim Reaper, which is probably one of the weaker Series 7 semi-finalists. Supernova would easily tear bits off of them, and I think it would be the robot to progress, where it would meet dun dun dun! Storm 2, the robot that caused this mess in the first place. Now, these two had a cracking battle in the third World Championship final, with Storm 2 just coming out on top. This added with how well Storm 2 KO'd Supernova in an opening melee in Series 7, and I think it's safe to say that Storm 2 would progress to the final, where it would continue as it did in real life. So overall, yes, quite a few changes did happen there, but nothing much as far as historically or mind-blowing changes are concerned. Still, it is interesting to see how much may have changed had Storm 2 gone down the pit. And please remember that this is not me saying this is exactly what would have happened, by the way. I'm just using my personal knowledge and assumptions to express my opinions. And that's it for this video. Do you agree or disagree? How do you think it would have happened? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Anderson91222, the Robot Wars Guru, and I'll see you next time.